as I told you, once I figured out direction of shot, then I knew that I wasn't shot with my shotgun. I mean, I was positive about that. And so then I'm trying to figure out what I was shot with, because there's not enough physical room for a shotgun to be back there from where I shot at. Okay, and so, but I kept seeing X-rays that had all these pellets in it, these shotgun pellets in it, and so I was going around, and I wasn't even telling my main surgeon. I was going around to these other doctors, to podiatrists, a couple of different podiatrists, and to my regular doctor, and I was getting some more X-rays, but almost each time I kept seeing the same thing, and it just didn't add up. I just couldn't. I couldn't put it together. How could I have, a foot full of shotgun pellets if I wasn't shot with a shotgun? And there just wasn't enough physical room. And so, I believe I've maybe 5 different places, including even Lubbock. I went over there, and I kept seeing them. I'm at this one podiatrist's office, and I've got, if you remember, I broke my toe, and I have a foot X-ray 4 months before I shot. And so I carried that up there, a picture of that, up to his office, and we took an X-ray at his office that day, and he had it on a wall, and I'm going to show you a picture of that on the old style, light box, and had that X-ray up there, and he actually left the room, and I was up there, and I took my foot X-ray that from 4 months earlier with the broken toe that was broken in half, right, and you've seen it already. Put it right next to the X-ray that's my foot, supposedly, that had all these pellets in it right here, and I'm looking at it, and this foot over here, the one with pellets in it, has no evidence of the toe ever being broke. You can see it real clear. That toe has never been broke. And my understanding of watching bones on TV is 1,000 years from now, they're going to dig up my bones and go, Buddy broke his toe bone, and pinky toe in half. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I sure did. But whoever's foot that is didn't have a broken toe. So anyway, the doctor comes back in the room. And I called him on it. I pointed out. I said, here's the X-ray I took just 4 months earlier. Here's this one we just took. Where is that broken toe at? Okay. And he started fumbling. Well, you can kind of see it right here. And he points out, and he went the opposite direction of the toe break. I was a little upset about this because all of a sudden it started making sense. How come I couldn't be shot with a shotgun, but I kept seeing these X-rays with all these pellets in it? Okay, so anyway, he said, "Well, let's get an MRI and see what we can do." Okay, let's get an MRI. We get approval, and I go down to get the MRI, and so the X-ray tech comes out, or the tech comes out, radiological tech, and I'm telling her, I said, "Yeah," I said, I was shot, but I wasn't shot with my own gun. And she says, yeah, we'll see about that. And so we're walking back to the machine, and I'm telling her, I said, yeah, I was telling Doc, I said, Doc, I'm going to take me a road trip somewhere in 500 miles, and I'm going to find me a little ER in Podunk, and I'm going to get me an X-ray. And when I come back, somebody's going to prison. And that radiological tech lost her voice. I've never, ever seen anybody busted so bad in my life. I mean, literally could not tell me how to get in the machine, not just for a few minutes. I mean, she lost her voice. Couldn't talk, right? It took her voice away when I told her that little story that I'm going to go out of town and I'm going to get me an X-ray. When I get back, somebody's going to prison, okay? Because I got a feeling, and this is what I'm going to show y'all in these X-rays, that they had been falsifying my X-rays. And I'm going to show you also that what I found on a radiological report from a doctor where it shows that I was shot 11 days before I was shot. And I had an X-ray 9 days before I'm shot. This is before I'm shot. Not a typo on one day. There's 2 dates. There's the injury date, 11 days before, and then he compared it to an X-ray of 9 days before. Okay? I believe somebody was shot with a shotgun in the same foot 11 days before me, and they had an X-ray 9 days before me, and I believe that person doesn't have a broken pinky toe, and they were using their X-rays and showing on the mine. And why would anybody do that? because they wanted to show I was shot with a shotgun to make this into an accident when it wasn't an accident, when it is a premeditated murder attempt. That's my belief right there. And the way I look at it is I still got this foot. Okay, and so if I get an x-ray in 50 years and one single lead pellet dissolved in 50 years and lead doesn't dissolve, right, then somebody falsified some x-rays. That's how I look at it. And I really want other people to look at it, take it sense, because if I'm right about this, I don't think I'm the only victim of falsified x-rays. I mean, it opens the door to medical fraud, insurance fraud. You know, you went in there and they seen a little spot on your lung. Well, maybe it wasn't your lung. You know what I mean? I mean, it really opens up the door to just nightmares, horror. You can't even imagine. And I'm going to show you some pictures of what I think happened to me. And so that's kind of the story on how I progressed to start figuring out that these x-rays were falsified. All right, I'm going to show you here. This is the light box on the wall that I talked about, and this is the printed x-ray. And on the left was the x-ray that has the pellets in it that was supposedly just taken, except here the close-up, it didn't have any broken toe bone. And just 4 months before I shot, I broke my toe in half. I know it's hard to see on the computer here, but there's a clear break right here, okay? And I have pictures on my Facebook if you want to go look at that. Also, I've got some other x-rays here. This one here is 9/28/11. That's when I broke my toe, and it just want to show you what my heel bone looks like, okay? This one is taken 1/28/12, supposedly, and that was before I had any surgery, so my heel bone should look exactly like it does here, but notice it doesn't. It actually looks like it does from 1/29/12. My surgery was on 1/29/12, okay? So then you're looking at the heel bone, and it just doesn't make any sense at all because it should look like this, okay? And here's another x-ray I had. Just like I explained, I was getting more x-rays. And once again, when I look at the pellets here and the pellets there, and I'm going, where's the pellets? How come they're moving around? Nothing makes sense here. And then here's the MRI, and I understand it's slices, okay? But I've looked in every one of the slices, and I can't even find any pellets. And so, you know, I think something major is going on here with our medical system that needs to be addressed ASAP. It's gone on too far. Who knows how many hundreds of other patients this has happened to. Please share this video. Please share.